It's uploading now. And okay. Hannah, can you please check why we are not live on the same link?
Checking.
Right now we are. So I don't know why it happened with the delay, but right now we are. We are live today. And yeah, wonderful to see everyone here. As usually, you know, we have traditional live AMA sessions on YouTube with amazing founders of the projects we feel bullish about. And today we have Shivam, founder and CEO at zkCross Network, the revolutionary DApp and ecosystem in DeFi and AI. Hi, Shivam.
Hi, Nelly. Hi, Anna. Hi, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. Really looking forward to the discussion in the AMA. Thank you.
Lovely. Thanks for being with us today and taking your time. I know you are very busy. And today we will go through community questions. By the way, let me introduce also Hannah. Hannah is our marketing leader and champion in the AlphaMind team. Hi, Hannah.
Hey, Nelly. Hey,
Yeah.
Shivam. Pleasure to see you once more again. So yeah, and hey everyone from the community. I'll be your kind of chat DJ today and drop in some random questions from the community that we've had already and the questions that the community is asking on live. So yeah, we have people right now and they're still joining. So don't forget to, guys, I'm talking to you. Don't forget to share the link, invite your friends, and get some cookies. We had a lot of hot stuff today. So yeah.
Wonderful reminder. I always forget to remind about this. Yeah, guys, please like this video and share with your friends. Help us to spread the word about zkCross and CROSSAI token as wide as we can. And meanwhile, I remind everyone that right now you have an amazing opportunity to join zkCross IDO on AlphaMind. Later on, we will share the link in the live chat. And if you will be watching in the recording version, so after we end the AMA session, also feel free to check the description under this video. Meanwhile, Shivam, we have so many questions to talk about today. And we have questions from our dear community that they provided upfront way before the AMA started. And also we will have probably some questions in the live chat. But before dropping to the questions from community, let me use this privilege to be a part of AlphaMind team to ask a couple of questions about zkCross by myself. And the first question, but before that, can you please just nail it, like elevator pitch, for those who still just woke up, they missed all the previous information, and they just opened the video and learned about zkCross. Nail it, please. Why zkCross is the best thing on the market?
Absolutely. Yeah, let's do it. So why zkCross in one sentence? So we are launching super accounts, the first decentralized DeFAI SuperApp, leveraging AI agents make DeFi participation as simple as sending a text. So goodbye to all of those like different complexities in DeFi. And it is a very straightforward and simple way to participate in awesome DeFi ecosystem and take control of your finances.
I love it. That is a true elevator pitch. Look, guys, I think this has made it very clear for everyone, even newbies in DeFi, the value of zkCross, because DeFi is usually very complex and very complicated vertical. And especially newbies and those people who just joined from Web 2 to Web 3, and those who are not into DeFi deeply, they struggle to understand a lot of terms, a lot of processes, all these pools, all these you know, lendings, borrowings, and different cross-chain transactions. But with zkCross, what I love here is that as Shivam said, they make DeFi simple for everyone. And that means that finally it will be not just a closed club of DeFi savvy tech guys using the app, but finally we can expect the real mass adoption, because the team is really thinking about how to onboard new users who are not aware of all these special terms and super deep crypto DeFi degen stuff, right?
Absolutely spot on.
Perfect. But in addition to DeFi, zkCross, well, not long ago, started integrating and implementing AI on a very deep level. And we will talk more about AI in zkCross and AI agents, proprietary AI agents that you've built. But you definitely know all the market right now is speaking about DeepSeek. And when this Chinese AI came to the market, it literally crashed, and a lot of projects suffered, and many community members, not only in AlphaMind community, but I saw these discussions on X and on different socials, that they got worried what will happen with AI sector in general and with AI tokens, AI projects in crypto. Would this DeepSeek kill these projects and make all AI-related tokens unprofitable? Or you have different opinions? So can you please, as an expert, give us some clue? What is your expert opinion on this?
And I think, first of all, there is a lot of FUD in the market around DeepSeek. I think DeepSeek is the best thing that can ever happen to AI. So they have made waves across the industry, not just because of its capabilities, but because of how effectively and they've built the entire system. So while OpenAI, Google, Anthropic are spending billions to maintain their edge, DeepSeek achieved comparable results in 2 months, which is $5.6 million, proving that massive budgets are no longer the sole drivers of AI innovation. So this is a boon for founders in the entire market, because it shifts the AI landscape towards more efficient, cost-effective development, and allowing startups like us to compete without the need of huge funding and all the cost that occurs. And with open source capabilities, DeepSeek will also empower builders to develop on top of that cutting edge AI without paying hefty fees in terms of licenses or per interaction. So leading to a more competitive and dynamic ecosystem. Because one thing you have to remember is, in the initial stages, I can just take an example of phone, for example. Nokia, Ericsson were the leaders, but obviously Apple came and changed the entire ecosystem because obviously their UX was a lot better. They were a lot faster. You can do a lot more stuff on it. So similarly, in every industry, this moment comes in. At the start, there's always a bubble. These guys have raised billions, but billions are not really needed. So there will be a correction in the market, but I think it is the best thing that can ever happen to AI sector, to be honest. And this FUD and all of this market eventually correct, and the entire market will thrive eventually, because you're paying almost 80 to 90% less cost as a founder, as a business. So I think that is a huge boon for us.
So you mean that actually this is not a threat, this is not something bad that is happening to AI right now, but this is a positive change that will allow you to be more flexible and faster in integrating the latest AI innovations, right?
Absolutely. See, at the end of the day, in order to run AI agents of the kinds that we have, you're looking at hundreds and thousands of dollars in just cost every month. And with DeepSeek, that cost is cut by 80 to 90%. So just imagine the kind of innovation that will happen just by this. And I'm sure there'll be a lot more coming in the future, because the entire code is also open source. So, and it's completely accessible to different builders, developers, and I'm sure they'll be building on cutting edge tech on AI without worrying about the cost. So 100%. I'm actually really excited about it. The day I heard the news, I was excited, but then the entire market corrected, and I kind of realized that a lot of companies have raised billions. Their stocks and pricing are really inflated. So this correction had to happen for AI to actually progress and come into our daily, like day-to-day life. Because I don't think we're far away from having AI integrated into our homes, into our like regular day-to-day life, and that's the future everybody was waiting for, and it will happen a lot sooner than expected with this innovation.
Mm-hmm. And that is speaking about the industry in general and the products. But what about AI tokens that dumped a lot after DeepSeek announcement? Do you think the industry will recover and get it back?
See, AI is the future when it comes to DeFi and crypto. So this entire correction happened because of the entire market like falling through. Like trillions of dollars were lost. So this is a correction which will eventually get back everything as well. So I don't think it's something that we should be actually worried about, but I mean, it's a good time to buy those tokens actually. I mean, there's a lot of innovations in virtual A16Z, Alchemy, and all of these like tokens that went out. They're really like real use cases and real value into them. And this phase will eventually go, and all those tokens are already up 20-30% from the low that they formed, I think, last week.
Yeah, you mentioned A16Z, and by the way, these guys and other top VCs like Sequoia and others, they are heavily investing in AI sector and intersection of AI and DeFi. And that is where we see zkCross as well, right? Intersection of AI agents and DeFi, two booming vertical shaping the future of crypto. That is so exciting. Shivam, maybe you can elaborate a little bit more since we touched the point of AI agents in zkCross. Just in simple words, what is the utility of the AI agent here and how it is integrated? Right now, we can't download your super app and try it ourselves, yet it will come a little bit later, as you said, in February, right?
Feel
But
bullish on that. As
yeah.
mentioned, yeah, sorry for interrupting, but we covered this topic like partially on the Twitter space we've got like a week ago, and I'm still bullish about the super app. And like, come on, I want to be your beta tester, please. Just give me the access. So yeah, sorry for interrupting.
Go on.
So, like, let me, like, should I start, or like, Nelly, were you like, finishing the
Yeah,
question?
please, please.
Please go
Okay,
on.
so let me start with the like the market and like what's happening. So, like, just to give you an example, Facebook has more than 2 billion daily active users. Visa has more than 200 million daily active users. Web3 only has 7 to 10 million. So there's still a huge, huge way to go, like long way to go. So like DeFi today is completely overwhelming, fragmented, costly. And if a new user wants to buy a newly listed token on, say, Solana, then they have to face over 40 complex steps to buy that token. And DeFi's maze of different complexity creates a barrier to mainstream adoption. And it kind of like restricts its true potential in the market as well. And obviously, the entire ecosystem is fragmented, complex. They require a huge learning curve. So it's time to completely reimagine DeFi to make it simple enough for anyone to use. And actually, let me share like one more really interesting fact over here, that only 1 in over 84 sex users have tried DeFi, and most sex users are poised to explore DeFi. So the next multi-billion-dollar breakthrough in DeFi or Web3 will be the app that simplifies DeFi for everyday users without any kind of the complexities. So let me introduce like Super Accounts, which is a mobile-first application on iOS and Android. It'll be the first fully decentralized DeFi super app, which leverages autonomous AI agents to make DeFi participation as simple as sending a text message. So people can actually discover DeFi like never before, and the like possibilities are endless with CROSSAI. So like let me give you an example. So imagine you want to buy top 5 newly listed tokens on Solana from say the past 48 hours, each with at least 100K trading volume and 5,000 holders. So if without super accounts, you'd need to spend hours combing through different platforms like pump.fund, Dextrose, or like similar websites, sift through hundreds of tokens. And once you have identified, I think then the real challenge begins. Setting up the wallet, like navigating swaps, bridges, assets, managing fees, tackling like countless steps. And by the time you're done, the token price may have surged, opportunity could have gone. But with super accounts, it's a completely different story. So simply log in with your Gmail into an app or any kind of social account or a Web3 wallet, access CROSSAI, and all you need to do is type in simple English prompt like buy top 5 tokens on Solana, newly listed in the past 48 hours, each with X volume, Y holders, and using some amount from my like any balance that's available. So it's pretty much in a very simple, plain English, and then the entire like magic happens. Then Cross AI searches the token, finds the cheapest routes, allocates your funds, takes care of everything end to end, swapping, bridging, gas fees, slippage, execution, entire end-to-end automation. All you need to do is just confirm, and within minutes, the entire process is completed. And it will always be faster than any person doing it manually. So for us, like DeFi doesn't get simpler than this. And with super accounts, the entire process is simple, seamless, and lightning fast. And this is how we stand out as the first fully decentralized, non-custodial app, completely changing the way users engage with DeFi. I hope that like covers the entire question, Nelly.
Yeah, that's totally covers it. And in this regards, a lot of people in Discord questions, in Telegram chat that were sending their questions to you in advance, they were asking about inspiration behind zkCross. And I know that you also touched this point in X space. However, some people, they prefer watching your face on YouTube and seeing that you are a live person, you are not an AI bot, right? And maybe you can just very, very briefly tell us what inspired you. What was this aha moment when you were maybe struggling with something and you decided the world needs zkCross?
Yeah, sure. Let me start with my background first. So I've done 2 degrees in engineering. I started my entrepreneur journey back in 2009. I entered crypto with mining Ethereum back in 2016. Then my first project just happened, launched a fully automated AI-driven trading solution based out of Telegram, just to help friends and family invest in crypto. Grew that to more than 145 million in less than 2 years, completely bootstrapped, just like 2 of us in the team. So this gave me the first-hand exposure into the early steps of AI and also the different complexities that a user goes through when onboarding crypto. And then DeFi happened in 2020. We were early adopters of DeFi, but onboarding to DeFi is a complete rocket science for a normal Web2 user. And this is where I started with a mission of DeFi to onboard the next wave of users. So this is just not a company. This is a mission that I've been on for the past almost 5 years now. And building the entire DeFi infrastructure was a huge undertaking. We have been like live and operational for the like past 2 years, and I think we will like discuss about this later on, I'm sure. But yeah, this is the entire inspiration that DeFi will change the way we perceive finance. But onboarding to DeFi and understanding DeFi should be a lot simpler than just using your bank app or just tapping your Visa card, like kind of flow where you don't have to understand how the technology works, whereas you are an integral part of it.
Thank you, Shivam, for your answer. It's really cool. And I just want, as I mentioned within the beginning of our conversation, that I will be dropping random questions from the chat. I'm doing that. So the Ejmal, I hope I pronounced the name correct. He asked what zkCross network is doing different from other DeFi projects. I think we need to elaborate a bit about zkCross network in more details, for the newcomers to DeFi, to make it simple and I would say understandable for the community. Like what exactly is zkCross network? Like,
yeah, absolutely. Let me start with the narrative. So AI in DeFi is the future. I mean, as it addresses the significant complexities that have long been a barrier to the mainstream adoption. DeFi, while it's amazing, but it's actually riddled with a lot of different challenges, like managing your multiple wallets, navigating through smart contracts interaction, bridging assets across different blockchains. But this complexity has kept many users from fully embracing its potential. And the future of blockchain is cross-chain interoperability. Enabling seamless asset movements and interaction between ecosystems is a must. However, without solving the complications of the process, its growth is still limited. And this is where AI steps in, like simplifying the entire automating process that, as we just discussed, with where people don't really have to go through any kind of learning curve, from executing trades to managing risks to everything. AI is a lot better and more capable of doing it. So zkCross network through super accounts and CROSSAI is at the forefront of this transformation. So by integrating AI agents into DeFi, we entirely eliminate the steep learning curve and bring this to the masses in the most simplest form. So our like fully automated cross-chain transaction with gas abstraction, unified balances make DeFi participation as effortless as possible for even non-techies like my mom can come in and actually use it. So as a first phase, we have introduced 6 agents. So let me just take an example in one of at least one prompt in each of them so that the users or the people who are listening to it get really good exposure to what we are actually bringing to the market. So the first agent is research. So a prompt would be like, show me top 10 Solana AI tokens launched in the past, say 2 days with X amount of volume. And CrossAI will go and give you that entire information within seconds. So you don't have to wait. You don't have to pretty much wait for it to go and search and do all that like laborious work. Second is smart trading. Just prompt and it will trade. So like text to trade. One prompt will be like convert 25% of my say Pengu meme holdings into USDT on Tron blockchain. So just writing this prompt is just one liner, but a lot is happening in the backend, finding the right routes, finding the cheapest like possible gas way, like finding the bridges, swapping, and all of that. The entire process is fully automated. Then the other one is risk management. So imagine you can just with the prompt say set stop loss at X, take profit at Y for my like Bitcoin position, virtuals position, or something like that, and it will do and actually like monitor the entire thing. Then fourth one is staking and yield. So a prompt would be like stake my USDT on the highest APY pool available on base blockchain for the next 30. It will like run that script, find the right pool to invest, safe pool to invest, do the cross-chain transaction, and go and stake on that ecosystem without the user intervention. Just one confirmation, and the entire process is fully automated. Then the fifth agent is alerts. So, for example, alert me if XYZ token goes or exceeds by 10% or increases in price in 10% in the past like 24 hours, or any kind of alert. Like sky is the limit over here. We have launched these 6 agents, and the last one is education. So explain DeFi to me like a 5-year-old, focusing on how it works and why is it important. So with these 6 agents, we covered majority, but I think as we grow, even users will be able to create their own agents. They can earn revenue and even launch a token to make it like tradable without any kind of complication or even going through a learning curve. So the combination of AI-driven simplicity and cross-chain capability, I think, paves the way for a truly decentralized and inclusive financial ecosystem, with AI addressing all the different pain points that DeFi and cross-chain technology, breaking down all the silos between blockchains. As you know, there are more than 1,000 blockchains in the ecosystem, which are not really meant to interact with each other. And for a user to go through the manual intervention and go through that learning curve is nearly impossible. That's the reason DeFi has not grown like many folds. And I think AI is a major boon for the entire industry. And the way it has picked up, and like products like us will completely change DeFi forever. Like this is how we are like very different from any other platform that's available in the market at the moment. Yeah.
Wow,
Thank
guys.
you.
Did you hear that? I mean, what Shivam just described and explained, that sounds like a real AI agent that can not only do some text work or whatever, yeah, but that can perform real tasks and act as your assistant. And that is so wonderful. It's like the next century. We see a lot of promises, a lot of very bold, heavy promises from AI projects about amazing capabilities they bring. But in reality, you open it, it's another integration with OpenAI or ChatGPT. And you can only, you know, drop some prompts and do some very basic text stuff, and that's it. So that is really exciting. I love it.
So am I.
And- yeah, yeah. Just a small question, when and how are you planning to introduce any kind of beta testing of super accounts and these new autonomous agents?
The super account is not months or years away. I mean, we're actually planning to launch it before our TG, so we can expect it to launch at the end of February, first week of March. So the way we are doing it, we will start whitelisting in like a week or so on the website, which is upcoming. Then we will handhold users through the entire onboarding process. We will give access, and people who will join like at the earliest will get access to the beta, and plan is to handhold at least like 10,000 people into the ecosystem. We would love to have any kind of feedback, any ways we can make it better, and we are here to work with the entire like community. That ethos has always been there, and being a fully decentralized ecosystem, we will also be launching a DAO by the end of the year, so the entire like community be an actual part in like deciding our roadmap, our future, and we want to work everyone like very closely in our growth and in our actual future as well.
Thank you,
That is
Shiva.
cool.
Yeah, that's
Right.
really I would say that's really impressive for me. And by the way, you mentioned the TGE, and we had the question from the chat, from live chat, regarding the dates of the TGE from Divine, I guess. I hope I pronounced your nickname correctly. So yeah, we would love to know about like TGE for CROSSAI token, and let's a bit dive deeply into the token itself. Yeah, like the fuel of the zkCross network from some point. Yeah. So can you please elaborate a bit on the token utility? Like what's going to be next? What's your plans with the token, and how can I, as let's say, as a retail investor, support you right now? Yeah, like, do you have any actions going right now? Except for the idea on that mind, of course.
So Cross AI is the token which empowers the entire zkCross network ecosystem, including super accounts. So we have been live and operational on like several blockchains. So like just to give you a glimpse of the past, we have been infrastructure as a service provider to blockchains, and we're just about to launch the first ever AMM DEX on Partitia blockchain. There's a lot of innovation that we've already brought to Stellar, Arbitrum, and there's a lot of integrations that are going on at the moment. So Cross AI empowers the entire ecosystem. It has a total supply of 2.1 billion tokens. So it's a truly cross-chain token, and hence we're launching on all the leading EVM blockchains, Solana, Stellar, and even Partitia. So unlike traditional token models, we have engineered a very sustainable token accrual system. So users, they come in, they interact with our protocols or our ecosystem. The transaction fees that we generate is used to buy back tokens from the market. It's sent to the reward pool, and from there, it's actually distributed to the end users, and hence creating long-term actual activity on the platform and sustainability for the end users and the token as well. We talk about revenue. So Cross AI drives growth and innovation. So like transaction fees from our swaps, staking AI interactions, Then premium AI features can be bought through CROSSAI token as well. Then fiat gateway integrations for like seamless onboarding. Then institution partnerships, liquidity provisions. We will also be pushing ads through our ecosystem. So the projects that have integrated our technology and the partners that we're working with, they will be handholded through the entire like advertising on our platform as well. And if you talk about utilities, CROSSAI token is used in transactions, fees discounts, staking and yield boost for the LP providers, then exclusive features or the premium feature that will be launching with super accounts and our entire ecosystem as a whole. Then ecosystem growth with incentives, airdrops, referral programs, and like powering our zkCross DAO governance as well. In terms of exchange listing and timelines, so in exchange, we have already onboarded CoinDCX, which is the largest Indian exchange. MEXC is also being confirmed, and we are in discussion with one of the top tier sexes. I can't name them at the moment, but we are in discussion, and there are few partnerships that are actually coming through. In terms of TG listing and plans for it, we are aiming for mid of March end. And yeah, I mean, I think with strong like, utility, sustainable tokenomics, and we have a very hardcore like revenue generating ecosystem. CROSSAI is just not another token; it's the backbone of what we do. And like just to mention over here, we have already generated more than 130 million in volume across our ecosystem with 240,000 transactions. 40,000 people have already used us, and we have also created a revenue of more than $1.3 million in the past 2 years. So we have always been sustainable from day one, and that was like that's the entire experience like that we also bring in. As I mentioned, I've been an entrepreneur for the past 12 years. So this is the kind of ecosystem that we have built, which has been sustainable from day one. And moving forward, that's how we are like that's the entire ethos and the vision of the company as well.
Awesome. And speaking about your token, so you elaborated pretty heavily on its utility and also your traction that really makes zkCross stand out in the sector. I mean, I'm tired to see so many projects without any traction, just on promises, raising a lot of money from community, from investors, and then not really performing. Here is vice versa. First, you focused on building, on traction, on revenue generating, so to make sustainable business. And now you are preparing for, you are doing IDO and preparing for TGE. But also many people, they are getting the token not only for its utility, but also for the future performance on the market. And definitely it depends a lot on the market conditions. Yeah, but also it depends on the utility, on the adoption, and multiply different factors. Some of them are under your control, some of them are out of your control. But maybe can you, without any, marketing stuff, just in a straightforward manner, elaborate to the community, why do you personally believe, or maybe what plan do you have with just high level, on TGE and post TGE to ensure that the token can perform better than other assets of competitors?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me first of all start this with giving an exposure on our roadmap so far. So we started zkCross network almost 2 years ago. Phase one was to provide or build a unified chain abstraction DeFi infrastructure, which we achieved by getting grants from a lot of different blockchains, and we built the entire base infrastructure which was required for us to even start. Then phase two was integrations of all the EVM blockchains. So we went live across Ethereum, Tron, BSC, Arbitrum, almost all the different leading EVM blockchains. Then phase three, which is I think the hardest phase, was non-EVM onboarding. So we went live on Solana. Tron is something that we're actually building at the moment. We went live on Stellar, ICP, Pardisha. And I think that was the hardest part to do because generally every, I would say, company is building their products on EVMs, but there are many non-EVMs. We are solving real-world problems, and they should not be left behind. And then phase four was to work on our AI agent, CROSSAI, and we introduced intelligent action-driven AI agents for complete automation and insights. And we are at phase five now, and this is exactly where we wanted to raise funding, and this is where we need funding in order to expand and like get this mobile access to the masses, where we are now building a fully secure, fully non-custodial, and decentralized iOS and Android application to onboard masses into DeFi. Then the next phase, which is I think the most interesting, is AI agent creation, and for the users to actually make some revenue out of it as well. So they can build lists into our in App Store, like which will be launching like a marketplace, and then earn through agent-driven ecosystem. And after phase six, phase seven, where we would like to launch our DAO as well, and which will complete the entire journey that we've been on for almost like more than actually like 2 years as well. So if we talk about adoption, then like we have a fully fledged plan to attract both retail and institution into our ecosystem. So first of all is blockchain alliances. So we have already partnered with leading blockchains to enhance functionality and expand their ecosystem. So it is in the interest for them to like market us and push us in every direction possible. We're also doing joint campaigns, AMAs, to engage with blockchain, like different blockchains communities, and like collectively with all the blockchains we're working with, we will get exposure to more than 8 million people on Twitter, and in total around 13.5 million across all like different social platforms. So that'll be an actual real boost to our ecosystem, where we are not just like selling the fluff, but our ecosystem is already live and they're operational. So it's much more effective as somebody is saying something's going to come, whereas our like DEX is already live and operational. Then boosting adoption. So hence incentivizing with airdrops, fee discounts, competitions, promotions. Then like one of the other thing that we have been very active on is empowering different developers, giving them the right resources. And if you're a founder in DeFi, you could just integrate our API or SDK, and you will be cross-chain ready, AI ready with no complications, and you can onboard users straight from all the different fiat currencies within a time. So our SDK and APIs will be completely free of charge to the end users. So like developers can actually come in and they can start building without ever needing to spend money, because all of these founders, developers are very good at what they do, but at the same time, they don't really have the depth in terms of finances when they have started for them to build an effective cross-chain products. Because when you're going cross-chain, even integrating EVM into your Web2 project can cost $300,000 to $400,000, and that kind of money is not really available with everyone. So hence, I'm empowering them, and then we are very focused on the community and like giving them the like right updates, right information, so that they can also be excited for what the future holds. Then all of the like best practices, launching a tiered referral program for the growth, then like collaborating with all the different QAs that we have been in touch with, we're speaking with at the moment, leaderboards, gamification, token rewards. There's a lot that is coming from here. I mean, as soon like that's the reason I said we would be launching our app before TGE, so that people can actually go and see and like interact with real app and not, and so that they can be just excited about what we're launching. And this will change the way people onboard DeFi, and it will change how you perceive DeFi as well. And finally, giving everyone control over their own funds, with exchanges crashing, FTX, WazirX, banks going bankrupt. Your hard-earned money is left with them, and this is not something that you want to do in the future. I mean, with DeFi, you can hold your own like assets, but still it's not safe. It's very complicated, and that's exactly the gap that we're filling in. I hope I've answered that question, Nelly.
Thank you, Shivam. It was really, I would say, it was really huge. And when you were talking about what's coming next and what's going on, like the guys in the chat like kind of nailed it, I think. And you know what's the fun fact here, that they are already like talking about the market making you're having, like who is the market maker, when is the TGE, when can I when the DEX on Partisha Partisha blockchain. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on within the chat, I would say. And guys, I just want to remind you that if you didn't subscribe to any socials of zkCross network, I would say you must do that right now, yeah? So
Please
there
do.
are a lot of yeah, I'm a bad policeman here. There are a lot of cool updates that's going on, and you don't want to miss that. I mean, come on, the super app is just around the corner. A lot of different gamification and rewards are coming next, and I don't want to miss that. Like, I subscribed. You have to do that too. So yeah, moving to the next question. Ah, by the way, again, interrupting with some questions from the chat. I would say that Lakshay, I hope I pronounced the name correctly, sorry if I didn't, mentioned that around 1,500 people are watching and we have only 12 likes. Come on, guys, you can do it better. Give us some
Thank you,
love.
Lakshay.
Smash that like button, guys.
Please do like, share.
So
That
yeah.
will actually like help us quite a bit. Thank you.
Yeah, moving to the next question. This one is not from the live chat, though, from the questions we collected from the community, and they're pretty tricky, I would say. So the Dr. S, again, hope pronounced it right, asked that how does zkCross Network's cross-chain liquidity solution ensure security and prevent risks such as impairment loss or malicious exploits within the centralized system?
So let me, I think before I take this question, let me just give a more, I think, in-depth overview of what we have built so that like community gets more prone to where we are actually coming from. So like, as I mentioned before as well, the biggest issue in DeFi today is fragmentation. With over 1,000 blockchains, most of them are isolated, unable to interact with each other. So unlike other chain abstraction protocols that focus on wallets or bridging, zkCross network operates at blockchain level, so enabling true cross-chain liquidity routing and execution. So what we have built so far, so we've built a robust infrastructure that unifies cross-chain DeFi by integrating, number one, cross-chain interoperability. So like seamless bridging, messaging protocol, liquidity aggregation, and smart contract like connectivity. Then automation and abstraction. So hence multi-chain account management is fully automated, gas abstraction, transaction automation, and enhanced security. Then giving users a unified access with a very simple UX, where they can also do fiat on-ramp and off-ramp in more than 120 countries. So by working directly with blockchains, we fill the critical DeFi infrastructure gaps, helping emerging and established like network into their ecosystem. So this approach has made us revenue positive from day one, as I mentioned, because all of these blockchains that we collaborate and work with, they have a very in-depth grants program. So where are we live? So number one, Partisha blockchain. And just as a teaser, is going live, the next is going live today. We built a complete like DeFi infrastructure, like seamlessly connecting it to major EVM blockchains and integrating it with the fiat gateway in more than 120 countries. And then next is Stellar blockchain. We launched the first ever cross-chain liquid staking on Stellar Sorbonne platform, bridging Stellar to all the major EVM blockchains, connecting it to more than 75% of the entire ecosystem. And we've just launched a closed beta with the founding team devs who are there on the Discord. And this will be the first ever one-click cross-chain DEX experience on Stellar blockchain. And we are actively developing a perp DEX on there as well. Then if you talk about ICP blockchain, which is a very critical pillar in our infrastructure, because we were among the first to leverage the chain vision technology of ICP, and which has helped us make our entire ecosystem fully decentralized as well. And we are building an AMM DEX on them, which will be launched somewhere by the end of the year. With Arbitrum, we are launching the first fully abstracted cross-chain experience, eliminating gas and chain different complexities completely from the ecosystem. So now users can onboard onto Arbitrum and all these platforms which I mentioned with least friction. So all the infrastructure that we have built or we are actually bringing to super accounts as an application is already live on several ecosystems. So this is not the first time that we're actually doing it. But then when the idea of the app came in, because with launching all of these projects, and we've done heavy lifting with both Partitia, Stellar, and ICP. We've launched key innovative products, which took us almost 2 years, to be honest. So the base DeFi infrastructure for super accounts is already live and operational. And this is something that we built on, and this is how we are launching super accounts, because I can guarantee there are very few apps in the market which can call themselves as fully decentralized, fully non-custodial, and integrating AI to execute the transactions end to end in a fully automated manner. I have not seen that before. I mean, this is not something that you can actually get up one day and just say you want to build it. It's nearly impossible. I mean, we have given more than 2 years to it. So I'm sure any company who would want to do this, they will have to spend same amount of time. But yeah, I mean, once we launch, we'll make the entire code open source as well. We're not holding it out in any way because of the innovations that we have built. I want others to kind of build on top of it as well, because at the same, I mean, main mission over here is to expand DeFi and to get users to onboard in masses. I'm sure in terms of UX, there can be others who can do a better job, but then, yeah, I mean, we're actually trying our best into this.
Yeah,
Nelly, you're muted.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, would you like to go next or should I?
It's your turn.
Okay. So, Shivam, you elaborated previously a lot about the token utility and your plans post-TG, etc. There are a couple of questions in the live chat about liquidity and about specific aspects of the token, but I think we can these are very sensitive details, right, that should be better answered later on, closer to TG date, correct?
I can add a few things over here. So if we talk about liquidity on our DEXs, ecosystem, super accounts, we are actually fetching it from the market to start with. But eventually aim is to build on top of the entire liquidity that we will introduce as a company. We have few LP providers as well that we're speaking with at the moment. So I don't think it'll be the Apple struggle in terms of liquidity. But as we grow, the transaction will become a lot faster, because to start with, we'll be tapping it from the market. But as we grow, and we would need help from the users community as well, so that they can come and stake their liquidity, and there'll be huge APYs available as well. And one thing to also mention, on super accounts, the transaction fees is 0.1%, equivalent to leading sexes like Binance or Gate. So we've not kept it at 0.51 or 2%. We've kept it at the lowest bandwidth, so that people should use this, use super accounts as the first gateway to DeFi. Because even today, if I will ask somebody to, for example, transfer me USDT on Tron, 99.9% they will go back to a SEX on board through Fiat and then send it out. And that experience we're bringing into an app which look and feel would be like a SEX or even easier than that, but then taking out all the different complexities and giving you control over your funds. So that's the, I would say, vision in a very simple, one-liner sentence.
Perfect. Thanks a lot for addressing this. And yeah, for guys, please don't forget to drop your questions in the live chat if you still have them. We will try to go through the most interesting questions. And later, after AMA session, Shivam and his team will choose the best questions that they want reward. Meanwhile, Shivam, on behalf of our community and probably your community as well, I want to say big thanks for reconsidering the claim factor in your tokenomics. Initially, zkCross had 3 months claiming for the IDO conditions. But I know that you received a lot of feedback from our community and from your community, and that is also very rare. Your team not only heard this, digest this, but you also implemented this feedback in your tokenomics, revised it, and removed the cliff, which is very appealing. I think it's a great approach when the founders, they react to the community voice and demonstrate that you listen to them and amplify everything that you see from the community. That's so beautiful. And for everyone who is watching us live now and who will watch it in recording later on YouTube, I want to remind you have an IDO of zkCross available on AlphaMind right now. So just jump to alphamind.com. You will see the link in the description of this video and in the live chat. You can back CROSSAI tokens and CROSSAI project on Base, on Arbitrum, on Linea, and on BSC, 3 chains available. You can choose between USDT and USDC. So you do not need to go somewhere and swap your assets. Just use your preferred chain and your preferred asset to participate. And you will get CROSSAI tokens without cliff with 20% TG unlock and 6 months vesting. I think it's a pretty good deal. Do your own research and decide. But keep in mind that the IDO will finish this Sunday, literally in 3 days. Oh, no, even 2 days, 2 days left. So that's not that much time left for decision making. Meanwhile, yeah, let's go to the next question. Hannah, would you like to drop it?
With pleasure, with pleasure. So yeah, what do we have on the table? One more from Amen. Okay, guys, I will just apologize in advance when I'm not pronouncing your nicknames correct, okay? Because it's like going to be around as like circle and circle. So yeah, the one from Amen. Can developers build custom AI-powered tools on the zkCross network? And if so, what resources are available to help them to do so right now?
Yes, absolutely. So I mean, once we launch our app, we will like make the entire code available to different developers in terms of SDK and API. So you can build on our own infrastructure in DeFi. With AI, you can create your own agents in the way you like and list them. You can even create a token out of it. You can list in the marketplace, and if anybody else uses, you can even charge them, make them free. So sky is the limit. And I think all of these exposures you will get. I mean, we are aiming to launch the entire ecosystem before the end of the year, and aim is to start empowering developers because like developers plays a very important role in the ecosystem, and there are so many complexities from the end users. I mean, even you have amazing ideas, cost is a major restriction. So we will never charge for our API or SDK integration. It will always be like free of cost. And when users come in, they use your ecosystem, will charge a nominal fee for the work that has gone into it. And then eventually DAO can decide how that fees will be taken care of or how will it be used into our ecosystem. So hence giving power to the end community. And this is what has always been my ethos. Even Laksh over here, who like mentioned about this, he's been with us, I think, since 21, 22. So we've known each other. He is also like a major part of our community. So hence, we always listen to the end users community, and that's the entire aim over here to launch something which is meaningful, effective for masses to onboard. And we are always available for feedback. We'll always do the right thing. And yeah, we're like really happy and really excited for like where we have come in our journey.
Thanks,
I also,
Shivam.
yeah, go on.
I just wanted to say thank you. That's kind of my turn here.
My
Sorry.
pleasure.
I just wanted to say that I also love when I see that our community is so smart, mindful, and really tends to analyze the projects, the market, the fundamentals, and everything. And an example of that is, for example, one of the users in the live chat on YouTube, he just wrote, a lot of projects make this mistake that launch on DEX and 2-3 sexes, then goes wrong for them because not enough liquidity. Isn't better to launch it on DEX and focus on that than slowly move to CEX? And a lot of comments in the live chat that they support your vision, Shivam, and what you said about your strategy, go-to-market strategy. And I personally also want to support it because unfortunately, we see a lot indeed projects on the market making this mistake, and it's not common to discuss, and maybe a lot of retail community members don't know, but listing on CEX at the early stage before you generated amazing traction on DEX usually costs a lot. It costs a fortune, guys. So you can just guess yourself and tell us in the live chat or in the comments, how do you think much it costs to launch, for example, to list on Bybit? Guess how much? I mean, you will be shocked. The recent pricing I heard, so it varies, yeah? Some projects still receive the old quote, like $600,000-$700,000. But some projects receive the new quote, which is 1.5 million. It's sorry, but it's ridiculous even to explain that it is just money for listing. It's not for marketing. It's not for development. It's not for building. It's only for listing. And what do you prefer? To back the project that will spend tons of money listing on top sexes on the market, biggest sexes, and then being absolutely screwed with the cash flow for development, for market adoption, for marketing, etc.? Or do you prefer to back a project that thinks in terms of business, in terms of, do we have enough runway to build and grow for the next 6 months, 1 year, and longer? Do we have real user adoption? How do we spend money efficiently on marketing, on attracting new users, new quality users, new partners, etc., etc.? And then it does not matter actually the CEX story, because if you have good performance, if you demonstrate volumes on DEX, then any CEX will be happy to list you, if not for free, but for peanuts. That is how it works. The problem is that a lot of founders, they just got mistaken because they are pushed a lot by investors, by KOLs, by community members that when listing, and then they go into this crazy mood, forgetting about the real values of the business and real business sense. So it's very appealing to see, Shivam, that your team focuses on business and on a real execution, and you do not run for this short-term hype and don't shoot in your own leg. That's wonderful. And I'm very grateful that community also understands these differences.
Absolutely. Let me also add like something over here. So launching a token as a founder may seem easier, but there's a lot of things that goes into it. DEX is, in terms of complications, yes, it's there, but it's more effective in a lot of cases. With what we are doing is, I mean, we will be on sexes. That's something that, I mean, personally, I don't like it. I don't like sexes. There's a lot of restrictions. They can hold your money. They can hold withdrawals. I mean, it's your money is not in your control, right? But it's something that we will have to do as well. Eventually. But then, being a truly cross-chain token, the DEXs that will be live on, including Padishah, Stellar, our token will be like live on those ecosystems as well. And then launching on leading DEXs, we're speaking with few at the moment, that will also come through. So our token will eventually be available on any blockchain. And because of our cross-chain infrastructure, as a user, you don't have to spend in the time resources in order to learn the cross-chain engagement and all of that. You can be on any blockchain and use CrossAI to do any task you like, really. That's the kind of vision that we have in terms of token listings.
By the way, you are very much friends with Partitia blockchain, right? And you've made Partitia DEX and all the DeFi infrastructure around that. I saw a couple of comments in our live chat about Partitia blockchain being a little bit buggy. And also some questions about when Partitia DEX. So Partitia DEX is already live, right?
Let me start with the first question here. So guys, one thing you need to understand, when somebody creates a layer 1 blockchain, there is a lot that goes into it. So from a layman, if you want to build a layer 1 blockchain, first you need to obviously source that code. If you're not forking Ethereum or EVM, that means building it from scratch. And if you're forking Ethereum, then you'll be another layer 2 in that manner, where I think there are plenty in the market. Partitia is very innovative when it comes to privacy, when it comes to like solving a lot of real world problems. There are many. Launching a layer 1 takes in a lot of efforts. One thing we all have to understand, that even it took us almost a year and 4 months to launch the DEX, not because launching a DEX was harder. I mean, launching a DEX is, I think, the easier part. Is the in layman language, how can I say, interaction with DeFi, creating that DeFi infrastructure. So we worked with Partitia team very closely in order to solve the problem at blockchain level itself. And then DeFi comes into the picture. And this is not something that Partitia is buggy or that is buggy. When you're innovating and things are working, then there is something wrong and you're not really innovating properly. So things needs to break if the innovation has to come in. That's how things go, right? I mean, innovation takes in a lot of time, energy, efforts, vision, money, and there's a lot that goes into it. And I think building Partitia DEX was a very major learning curve, because I think we did the hardest part first. So building Partitia was the hardest part for us. We have built, it's based out of Rust. So now our entire team is ready to take up and launch like DEXs on any Rust blockchain within weeks and not even years or months. So that's the learning curve that I think every DEX has to go through, be it Uniswap on Ethereum, PancakeSwap, and I'm sure PancakeSwap had the learning from Uniswap, because obviously following the same EVM infrastructure. But then the first ever Uniswap also went through this kind of learning curve, and that is pretty normal in the market. In terms of DEX, it's going live today. I'll be sending a message in the community group very soon.
Wow,
just after this AMA, actually.
Going live today.
Very close, I would say, launch. We're not making any public announcement except this AMA. So around 1.5 K people are watching it. Other than that, we're not making any announcements today. I mean, in terms of Partitia DEX, we're launching it. Everything is operational, but there's a lot of UX changes that really we would like to do, which is taking a lot longer, but it's fully secure. We have some initial liquidity as well. So you can start trading, start enjoying DeFi on Partitia for the very first time. And there's a lot of updates coming, better wallets coming, and I mean, the list is endless. I think we'll be posting this to the public next week. But yeah, I mean, a spoiler, just after this AMA, I'll be posting a message in the group with the link and all the information. So yeah, finally, it took us 16 months, but yeah, we have finally done it actually. That was a good learning curve for us as a team.
First of all, I wanted to say how fascinated I am just in general about the level of development of Web3 and blockchain technologies nowadays. If you remember, Shivam, just a few years ago, we could not even imagine cross-chain interoperability in any kind of dApp, right? You could even imagine how to swap from, I don't know, from Polygon to BNB without losing a few hundreds of dollars in between, yeah? And right now, I think zkCross is just on the forefront of these innovations, because we have right now, gratefully for amazing different founders of various projects, we have the level of development where in EVM, you can easily go across different EVM chains without any hassle. We can have players like RhinoFi, LeFi, or whatever else, many others, yeah, who allow you with minimum transaction fee, minimum hassle to swap your assets between different EVM chains. But zkCross, they got even bigger challenge. They integrate L1s and make one L1 talk smoothly and without any problems with another L1 and with different EVMs. Of course, that is something that takes a lot of development power, a lot of brains, and definitely on such an early stage of the development, it can't work like 100% same experience as Web2 apps you are using for decades, right? But I just also want to ask you for a little bit merci for blockchains as well, because just a small example. Today we had a claim of Primex after Primex IDO, yeah, and at this exact moment, the claim is on Base chain. It's not known as a very buggy chain, but at this exact moment of the claim, or 10 minutes later, Base chain itself experienced technical issues. It has nothing to do with us, yeah, but still some users faced some problems with updating the page, checking the transaction failing, and it happens. It happens in every chain, sometimes more often, sometimes less often. Just because, you know, maybe they are deploying some significant updates. And when you do deploy, something is breaking usually, and so on and so forth. So just I know when it comes to money, it's never a merci. But at the same time, a little bit more patience would be great to have towards different chains. For example, I also, as a person, as a user, I don't like Base for simple reason, you know, because when you look at Base Explorer, you can't see your total balance. They simply ignore your USDT balance, which is ridiculous. They hide it somewhere. And in order to find your USDT balance, you need to scroll in Explorer, which is stupid. But it is like this, right? So the Partisia is allowed to have some drawbacks at this stage of the development, I would say. Correct?
Yeah, sorry, let me, like you also mentioned about swapping in the very start. So I think I come from a place where Ether Delta. So I've also traded on Ether Delta. I don't know how many people listening would know about Ether Delta. But that was back in the days, 2017, 16, where you do a and come back, and then maybe it would have gone through. So from that experience to coming here, obviously it's a very long way to go. I mean, it has come through a long where now things are much more secure, easier, faster, and all of that. So as you mentioned about Partisia being, I mean, buggy and all of these Base and everything. So see, at the end of the day, it is something that every blockchain has gone through. It will go through as well. And it's a part of the journey which every blockchain has to take. I mean, it's a like really a pleasure for us to build on Partisia and to be the first ones to launch DeFi on their ecosystem. And like really grateful to Kurt and the entire team who have actually like given us the opportunity to do so. So huge for us. And I think this is something that every chain, every protocol, every product has to go through, right? I mean, even with the DEX we're launching, I'm sure there'll be a zillion things that we can do better. But it's the part of the growth, and we will be obviously doing it like constantly. UX changes, better flows, better assets, better liquidity. But yeah, I mean, it's the starts. You need to start somewhere, and I think the start is today, which is like very exciting. So same thing is for Stellar as well. Stellar blockchain has been around for several years, XRP, equivalent, but everything changed for them once they launched Sorobon platform. So now anybody can come and write contracts. I also went to attend their event in London Meridian. That was a completely different experience when we actually talk about the crypto events. The team is fully fledged, corporate driven. Everything is so well organized. So Stellar is something that will make noise, and it has already grown 300% since November. So that's the reason. Sorobon will change the way you perceive onboarding and all of that, and we are building core infrastructure on them as well. And not many people know about this, but Stellar has the biggest fiat on-ramp and off-ramp fiat gateway infrastructure in the world. If you just Google fiat anchors on Stellar, you will see every exchange or leading SEX is using them. They haven't created much noise around it, and there is so much that is happening on Stellar, from Idris Elba bringing in the first mobile app in a payment app or a wallet in Africa on Stellar. And this is one example. Many leading, I would say, MNCs are building on Stellar. So there's a lot happening on Stellar. If you talk about ICP, they've completely changed the game with their entire tech of chain fusion and the way any one of us can go and build fully decentralized application on them. The team is very helpful. And I think all of these ecosystems that we're working with, all of them have introduced key products that's going to change, and kind of integration of all of that into our ecosystem is what has changed us or changed the entire ecosystem forever. I mean, super accounts is more of something that we want to launch for masses, and there is so much that you can still do. And we're at a very early stage. Visa and MasterCard solved the problem of on movement of money back in 60s, 70s. And they completely changed the game. So now you can just go and tap your card or even your phone, and money comes out from your account, goes to the seller account, merchant account, and the entire process is fully automated and hidden from the user journey. And that's the kind of innovation we are bringing to the ecosystem. There's still a long way to go. I mean, I don't think we're there yet, but super account is the right step in the right direction, and there's a lot more that we have planned for, and we'll keep on building, because as I mentioned, zkCross Network is never a company. It's the mission that I am on board as a founder. The entire team is on board as a mission. So that's something that we live and breathe in, and we will get there eventually.
That's for sure.
Mhm.
that was
Absolutely.
great inspiration. That was really cool and inspirational. For you heard me. I've already believed that we are there. It's about, for my opinion, yeah, it's about overcoming the challenges, making mistakes, learning from mistakes, and moving on. It's when you're creating something, you're innovating something, it's not a battle test field, right? It's something new that you've never touched. And without making any sort of the mistakes, it means that you're doing nothing, I would say, yeah?
Yeah.
So it's about giving some credit for the mistakes you're making, learning from that and overcoming that, and I would say improving that in the sort we are seeing, within the perspective of the project, of the mission itself. Yeah. So it's cool that, it might sound weird, but it's cool that sometimes something is buggy. It means that we can find the solution, we can find the new ways to improve something on the more, I would say, highest level, the more high level for the community, for the users. Yeah. So, for example, sometimes developers or the projects, they're doing something and they don't even understand what's going on with the community. Yeah, basically they don't really know what bugs are there, except for those that yourself, yeah, before, while you're testing and so on. And then you're just asking your community, what's going on, and they starting writing all the bugs, all the things is going on, and you're just learning that, improving and making it within the best UX, UI, anything. Yeah, you're doing the best for the community, and that's why people are supporting. That's about the sustainability, I would say. At least as for me. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Shiva. I guess we can ask one of the last questions for today because you have a lot of news to share on, and we're like kind of exclusively giving the announcement right now. Like it's only for those who participated this AMA, like they've heard this the first time. And before moving to the next question, guys, I just want to remind you that you can, like, you still have a chance to participate within the Cross AI. What, Nelly?
Yeah.
Cross AI token?
IDO.
Yeah, on AlphaMind. The IDO will stand until February 2nd. You still have a lot of time to participate. Though, like, as I were you, I would just listen to the AMA, like, till the end of the AMA, hit the button and go to support Cross AI token itself. So yeah, loud words, yeah, I know that.
Yeah, thank you so much, Hannah. You're an amazing moderator and host. And
Oh, you're making me shy. Come on.
I just,
So yeah,
I just wanted to send a couple of words to the community because every time, you know, we see the listing, I see in many different channels a lot of discussions and a lot of stress, especially when community looks at the charts right after listing of the project, yeah, and they get truly stressed about this up, down, up, down, up, down fluctuation, and it definitely. I completely understand your feeling, guys, especially if you are not just looking at it from your laptop, but if you are in different chats, in different channels on Twitter, where other peers are writing, Achtung, what should we do? Panic selling, creating FUD, whatever else. But look, zoom out a little bit. As you know, all my favorite influencers, traders who are really doing great job, they are always advising zoom out. When you complain that during one day some altcoins and the overall market dropped like 15%, zoom out and look that during the last 3 months they did, for example, 200% up. Same with the projects. The first day of listing means literally nothing. It's just the start of the story. It's the TGM listing that just starts the long and amazing journey, especially when it comes not to meme coins, not to one-day projects, but fundamental cases like zkCross. It's a fundamental project. Their backers, team, traction, and everything tells us that they are focusing on long-term growth. They are thinking years ahead of where they want to come to. And in these regards, don't get affected by temporary market conditions and vibes, because at the end of the day, if you want to make, as a lot of crypto degens love to say, life-changing money, or for someone, wife-changing money, whatever. That is about making the right choice and being sustainable yourself. If you want fundamental heavyweight projects on your portfolio, then you should also be a little bit patient. Just remind, a lot of players like to remind the Solana case that made like 3000x on the IDO price. But I should remind you that it happened not in one day and not even in 1 week. Check yourself the data, and you will see that it was like 9 months holding or even more before the true believers in Solana received this 3000x multiplier on their portfolio value. So yeah, my ask here to the community is think a little bit more. Sometimes switch off the charts, go offline, because these temporary vibes and FUD can impact the decision making. And meanwhile, again, buy Sunday, we have IDO of CROSSAI, and we choose the projects we personally believe in. We never list any project that our team does not back itself during IDOs as well. In CROSSAI, I believe in the team. We know each other, by the way, we know the team for around half a year already. We observed the development, growth, and traction. We kept in touch and always received updates from the team and saw how it evolves from the product perspective, team perspective, business perspective, how their revenue grew since we met first time. And that made us convinced that this team can deliver and they understand what they're doing, why they're doing, and where do they want to bring this at the next level. So do your own research, but don't underestimate the value of these fundamentals that we tapped today. And Shivam, maybe on your side, last thing, what you want to tell to the community? Yeah. They are listening to you. What do you want to tell?
Well, first of all, thank you so much, Nelly, for the kind words. It's amazing to be in touch with you and the entire team at InMind and AlphaMind. I would like to, first of all, obviously, I've also been an investor and trader over the years. So always invest in companies who has the right vision for the future. Second is they should have a good team who can build aspects. And something is, they need to be very clear on the path as well, because over the years we have helped a lot of different companies and to launch the token and even help with their growth. It's always the people who have the right vision survives the market. Market changes, everything changes. But I think what we are building, it's effective, is something that has to stay. AI is just not like a fluff that will go one day. I mean, I'm sure over here a lot of people are using ChatGPT. It has changed my life. I started using it, I think, on the second or third day when it was launched, and it's completely changed the way I used to work, or the way I used to find information, and the way I used to interact and solve problems. So, like similarly, AI will step in every part of our daily lives. And DeFi is just a start. I mean, you would see AI coming in every aspect, from your car, which already has it now, to different appliances, to even at your home, even like complete cities be powered by AI. So this is something that is here to stay. And I'll suggest everyone to do your research to see the which effective company. I mean, obviously we're there. Please do invest in us and follow our journey. But please do your research as well and see what innovation we're building, see how we have been in the ecosystem as well, and what value we have already added, and the way we have grown so far over the years. So please do follow us on our social media. I invite you to be a part of a journey. There's a lot of different products that are going live on mainnet in this month itself. February. So please do try them out. We are always here to receive feedback. Join Twitter, Discord, and all the channels. Please feel free to give us any kind of feedback, and we will always listen to the end, community. And yeah, thank you so much for Nelly and Hannah for having us. And yeah, looking forward to Padisha launch today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Shivam. Thank you, Hannah. And thank you, everyone who stayed with us for the live stream. Remember these words. We will even keep it. This video will be kept in YouTube because, as Shivam said, I can't imagine my life without ChatGPT right now. I mean, literally, if they raise pricing 5 times, I will have to pay because it's necessary in my everyday life. And just imagine if in a couple of years, the same experience we will have with zkCross and SuperApps, that we can't imagine a life in Web3 without using zkCross SuperApps on every day and every single transaction and interaction with Web3. This is what I call really strong, bold vision, guys. So stay in touch. Please don't forget to like this video and share with your friends. Follow zkCross team and get into CROSSAI IDO.
Nelly,
Yeah.
I'm extremely sorry for interrupting you. I'm extremely sorry. I just want to remind one small thing that, guys, we covered that the IDO is ending up in a couple of days. Yeah, it's like 2 days basically. But for those who didn't still join the quest, you still have time to join the quest on AlphaMind. Yeah, you
Yes.
forgot interesting part because zkCross network and AlphaMind, we've got the mind-blowing, I'm not afraid of these words, mind-blowing quest on alphamind.co that you can participate and you have a chance to, I would say, dive deeply, of course, into the zkCross network project itself and the ecosystem, yeah, to find out more about what they're doing, the fundamentals, the technology, but also you have a chance to win, if I'm not mistaken, like 8,000 karma or even more for like completing pretty simple tasks. So, and also, zkCross network allocated some of the CROSSAI tokens for those who participate and complete the tasks on the quest.
You nailed it, Hannah, and it's a shame indeed. We have so much on the table. I simply forgot to tell you about the quest. So guys, go there, show your support to zkCross, do the simple tasks. There are a few off-chain tasks, socials, etc., user-generated content, and there are tasks, of course, with on-chain, like baking CROSSAI token on the IDO. While completing, you have guaranteed karma right away instantly to strengthen and level up your tier on AlphaMind. And additionally, you will participate in a raffle from zkCross team that will happen after the IDO. Believe me, you can ask other community members on AlphaMind from previous cases. This is a very, very sweet bonus for participation. So have a great day, and thanks a lot for your attention, guys. Thank
And
you.
don't forget,
A wonderful
Thank you so
market.
much. Thank you.
Don't forget to subscribe. Have a great day.
Thank
Right.
you.
Bye-bye.